Hi there, and welcome back to my blog. I don't have a lane changer for you today, but I've got something similar. It's called Baggage versus Memento, crossing lanes with you. I remember when I bought it for him. CBC sold branded merch in their HQ on Front Street, and by then Radio 1 was not just on in our house, but also kept Jack company as he drove to fix fridges and assess stoves around the GTA. When I introduced Jack to CBC radio and he liked it, it was lucky because, let's face it, I was going to play it in the house anyway. I've shared before that Radio 1 was built into my DNA. Unlike the Narnia kids, the back of my closet didn't provide access to another world. Instead, that exploding pizza CBC logo was the visual representation of the oral portal out of my southwestern Ontario community. Jack arrived in Canada the year the logo was mothballed, but its 70s vibe appealed to him, reminding him of the swinging decade he came of age. Jack was tough to buy for, so in December 2015, when I saw the sweater in that store, I knew it was going under the tree for him. By January, it assumed a spot in his regular rotation of black zipped hoodies, where it stayed until he died. While his kids took its closet mates as mementos, I preserved the CBC logoed one. Unlike pullovers, zipped hoodies are perfect for anyone whose body mercury rockets high and plummets just as fast. Jack's CBC hoodie has therefore been close at hand for the last few years as I've been buffeted on the winds of menopause. While those winds have largely passed, the hoodie remains. I was wearing it last October when I dropped by Crossroads Theatre's Louis Blanche event. Crossroads Theatre is one of Weston's hidden gems, operating out of the Arts Hub at 34 King Street. Their Nuit Blanche show, The Good Stuff, was advertised as an ode to the small things in our lives and the big stories and legacies they carry. Intriguing. I missed the part in the ad, though, that said, bring your own personal object. My Weston friends, though, stood in line clutching important pieces of their histories, waiting to have their stories recorded and their item photographed by Torontonian Samantha Hurley. You can find her on Light Leaks Sin on Instagram. They told me the sound recordings and photos will be part of a future Crossroads installation about everyday things and the people who love them, reinforcing the message that art needn't be highbrow. The idea was too good for me not to be involved. I stood outside the hub, mentally rifling through the contents of Chandlerville, just 2 blocks away. What could I go get? Running my fingertips over the frayed edges of my hoodie's cuff, I realized I didn't have to go home. I was wearing an ordinary thing with big meaning. I've got lots of other sweaters perfect for an autumn evening that don't have frayed cuffs, but I can't part with the CBC hoodie. It's tangible evidence not only of the lane I occupied with Jack, but the logo has marked every lane I was in before I met him. From that girl in Wingham anxious to escape, to the political news junkie majoring in poli-sci, first at Mac and then at York, to the City of Toronto manager where Metro morning interviews were the topic of conversation over cigarettes and coffee every morning, to the transplant in Victoria studying law, anxious for the nightly glimpse of the Toronto skyline on the National, and then to the newly minted lawyer back in downtown Toronto. I told the story of Jack for the Crossroads event, how the sweater lets me wrap myself in a surrogate warm embrace. It's only since then that I've begun thinking about the things we choose to move with us as we traverse life's highway. Puts me in mind of lane changer Pam Hudak, who's branded her home decor business with a snail. Slow, adaptable to any environment, and traveling with what's important right on its back. Not baggage, but memento, just like my CBC hoodie. Keep an eye out for the Crossroads Theatre show, The Good Stuff, coming soon. And thanks for watching.